Alright, what's going on, guys? So today I want to go and recap everything that's happened with Elden Ring over the past month because it's been a little dry. There have been a little interesting things sprinkled here and there. So we do have quite a bit to talk about. And some of these topics we have addressed on stream, so those of you that have been keeping up with those, you might be hearing this for the second time, but we do have something new to talk about. And for those of you that aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest From Software news, and for some other cool Souls videos that I think you'll enjoy. And without any further ado, let's get into Elden Ring. So the way I'm going to structure this is I'm going to start at the beginning of the month and go over all the leaks, rumors, and official news that we got this month. At the end of the video, I'm going to address the new stuff coming out. So ever since we got that leaked trailer for Elden Ring, there hasn't really been a whole lot of big hitter news, but the thing that got the community really excited was a potential showcase date at an event called Bandai Next. Now this information came after Bandai Namco trademarked the name Bandai Next, so a lot of people were taking this to believe this was a new games showcase event that was going to happen sometime in spring. At the end of the trailers for several of their new games, it was saying see more at Bandai Next this spring of 2021, and this got me and a lot of people excited that we could possibly see Elden Ring at this Bandai Next showcase. But over the last few weeks there's been a bit of a problem. If you check Bandai Namco's YouTube channel, they have been pumping out trailers and news for a lot of their new games that were supposed to be showcased at this Bandai Next event. So as of right now, nobody really knows if Bandai Next is actually going to happen, but we haven't heard anything concrete from Bandai Namco about this, so it remains to be seen if this is actually going to be a real event or not. However, the chances are looking very slim. So as of right now, that's all we know about Bandai Next, and now let's move on to the next leak. Now for the next leak that we're going to talk about, as far as I know, I was the only one that's covering this, which is kind of strange to me because it does seem quite credible, and that's not me trying to brag on myself. I'm just trying to say that literally nowhere else was talking about this. I could only find this leak on a backwater website, so that's communicating to me that the source could literally be anybody. But they are claiming to be an insider, and the information that we get in the leak seems very reliable. So I'm not really sure what to make of it. The things don't add up because when you get leaks of people trying to claim to be insiders, typically a lot of other sources will cover that. All I'm saying is I find it very strange and I don't know what to make of it, but let's go into it. Now, the article is titled Elden Ring Can Play Two Different Classes, Traveler and Deserter by Shinrin KS. I've never heard of that guy before. If you guys have, let me know, but the website is gadgetcrutches.com. Again, never use this website. I don't know anything about these guys. And I also want to preface this by saying that there are a lot of typos in the article, and typically that would be a very big red flag. But again, the information in this article seems very plausible to me. So let's go ahead and read it. The article starts off by saying, I don't know anything about when they will show it, but I know that fans are going to be very happy since they plan a public test build before the release. I played this public test already. I don't know about the final game since the test is made for testing the servers, and the game will feature a lot of multiplayer mechanics. So in this test you can play two different classes, maybe they add more or change it until public. First one is called Traveler. Starting weapon is a silver spear, and his unique thing is that you can store 3 camps on your mount right from the start. The second class is called Deserter. Starting weapon is some kind of half hammer, half sword, looks a bit weird. And his thing is some shout that you can cast, no name yet, that will make you slow. Can't roll, maybe they change it, I don't know. For a short time, but it gives you a huge defense buff and your attacks cannot be interrupted. In the test I played, there was no customization. Before you pick your class, there is a cinematic prologue and you already see a little bit of it. The knight from the trailer with the giant and the red-haired woman. The game tells you a short story in that prologue, which is the meaning of the ring and how it affects the world, but I won't spoil you guys. It really is amazing to hear it for the first time, and I want every one of you to hear it in-game and not from the outside. In that test, I played only the first area, a battlefield full of dead warriors, dragons, walls, etc., but it was almost unplayable due to low frame rate and bugs. This build is an old one for sure. The cloak that you wear is a symbol to who you are loyal and affects your co-op and PvP things. And the game tells you that right from the start. You choose your first cloak after the cinematic prologue, and it lets you choose who you support at the start. Take this as you will. Now, this leak is extremely intriguing to me. There are several things to note that he talked about in this leak. The first thing that he said was there's a system of camps, and that the first class lets you store 3 on your mount, and the other classes only start with 1. Now, when I hear the word camps, to me this sounds a lot like a portable bonfire system. And if you remember back in Dark Souls 3, there was a scrapped feature of of portable bonfires where you could create your own bonfire locations and basically set your own checkpoints throughout the map. So if this leak is true, that's what I'm thinking this is. Now he said the ability of the second class was something he referred to as a shout. I don't want to refer to this as a shout because you're going to think Skyrim, but let's think of it as this character's power up. Now the way he described it is verbatim what Iron Flesh does, so I could definitely see this being real as well. Another thing he mentioned was a cloak system, and this represented your covenant, and you could pick it at the very beginning of the game. Now why I'm inclined to believe this is because this is something we saw in the trailer that I tried to point out to you guys. We did see a knight in the trailer with a blue robe on that had a crest on it, and this could be one of the cloaks or the emblems that he's talking about with the Covenant system. And now he did refer to this as a test build, which is interesting as well. If you'll remember back to when Dark Souls Remastered was about to release, they did release a demo test build of the game that only had a few select classes and items where you could not customize your character. So it would stand to reason that they do this again. Now obviously we didn't get one for Sekiro, but that's because it was not a multiplayer game. So guys, I really don't know what to make about this leak. Typically when you get leaks from these very uncredible sources, they tend to talk about very grandiose details of the game to make it seem like they know something you don't. This guy was obviously not trying to do that. In fact, it sounds like he doesn't even really play Dark Souls. I mean, he said he didn't even want to spoil the cutscene because he wants people to experience it in the game. So I am a little inclined to believe this one, but ultimately we'll see when the game comes out. Alright, so for our final order of business today, GameStop has started marketing Elden Ring within their stores. They've started putting posters up on the shelves and big cardboard cutouts and outlining sections of the wall where the games are going to go. I saw a lot of people trying to disprove this, saying it wasn't real, but we have had numerous people come out and take pictures at their local GameStops with these posters up and the sections clear. So this is 100% really happening. It's also important to note that this is not from Bandai or from Software themselves. This is 100% all GameStop's doing, and GameStop corporate giving out these to all of their stores. So it's hard to make assumptions about what this means. They're probably going to start putting up pre-order boxes, but it's important to note as well that pre-orders have been available since the game was announced. Do I think it's a sign that we're going to be seeing something soon? Maybe. Logically, I don't think they'd be putting these up if the game is several years out. I think this lines up really well with my prediction that we see a trailer at E3 time and then a release in spring 2022. But I'm just a random guy on the internet. I'm not an insider. I don't know anything, so it could be whenever. You make your own opinions. But that pretty much wraps up all the Elden Ring rumors and leaks and news that we've had over the past month. It hasn't been a whole lot, but I think it won't be too long until we see something really concrete. There's a few other things I wanted to discuss with you guys though. Every day on the daily Elden Ring updates that Mordecai does, I've been leaving a comment asking if I can host an update. Now, I don't expect to, but maybe if enough of you guys like the comments and comment on them every day, we can get it up there so he can see it, and maybe I'll get the chance to host an update. I'm a fairly new channel and still kind of small, so I gotta get my name out there somehow, and if you guys do that enough, I believe it can help out our channel a whole lot. And we've also been running boss elimination games in the community section of the channel every day. You guys have been really liking that, and we just wrapped up the first one. So if you want to be a part of the next one, be sure to subscribe and be checking that often because I'll be doing them quite a lot. But anyways guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you in the next one.